We are never, ever, ever getting back together. Hi. It's Mr. Leatherwood, and I'm all by my lonesome again, obviously, and I'm not singing Taylor Swift. I'm here to teach you how to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. So we've already done a video with like denominators, and it was really easy because we didn't have to change the denominators. We just added straight across, and we made sure to keep the denominator the same. And that's the case here too. Every time we add and subtract, the denominator has to be the same. So remember that. That's important, important, important. You may want to write that down. All right, so let's practice. Let's do, how about 4/10 plus 3/5? Okay. Now, the big mistake here is most people, you just want to add straight across. So 4 plus 3 is 7, 10 plus 5 is 15, but that will get you the wrong answer. Do not do that. I will cry. It will make me sad. So, the first thing we need to do is make the denominators the same. And we're going to do that with a model. Just starting out. Then we'll do just the numbers. So I'm going to make my models. Remember, you want them to be roughly the same size. 3, 4. I'm going to cut that in half, and that makes 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, I'm a good singer. All right, I'm going to color in 4/10. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to color in 3/5. 1, 2, 3. Now, the trick. We have to make them the same. Right now we have tenths and fifths. One way to do that is to use least common multiples, just like we did when we were comparing fractions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start counting. 5, 10, 15, 20, and I could keep going. But I see something. 10 is the first multiple of 10, so that tells me that that is our least common multiple. So what I want to do is I want to cut the fifth model into tenths also. You like my sound effects? I do too. So now it looks like we have different numbers. We still have 4/10 here, but over here we have something different. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of, just to double check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So our 3/5 turned into 6/10. Now we can add. We can add 4 plus 6. That equals, everybody, 10. Now, here's the tricky part. You still do not add the denominators. You still go 10 plus 10. The denominators always stay the same. Always, 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 always. When you're adding and subtracting. So I get 10 over 10. Well, we know anything over itself equals 1. So my answer would end up being 1. Kind of a ghosty 1. Kind of looks like bacon, to be honest. All right, let's look at another one without models. So hold on just a sec. All right, let's try. How about 3/7 plus 2 over 21. How about them apples? All right, so again, the denominators are not the same. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make them the same. And I'm going to edit here a little bit. I actually, when I add and subtract, I kind of like writing it this way. You don't have to. You could write it sideways if you wanted, like I did before. But I wanted to show you a little bit something different. So I need to find a common denominator. So I'm going to use least common multiples to do that. I'm going to start skip counting. 7 times 1 is 7. Then 14. Then 21. And then, I see 21. Well, the first multiple of 21 is 21. So that must be our least common multiple. So let's change. I like doing it this way because you can go out to the side. Our denominator is going to change to 21 on both our fractions. Now, here's what you need to do. We need to figure out how we changed it. So how did we get from 7 to 21? Well, If you know your facts, you know that you did times 3. If you're not very good with your facts, you can look over here. I did times 1, times 2, times 3. So I need to do the same thing on the top. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So I'm going to do 3 times 3. That's going to get me 9. Oop, I don't want to write in that color. No 9. Let's write in our white because we want it to be pretty. So we have 9 21s. Okay, down on the bottom, we also want to do the same thing. How did we get from 21 to 21? Well, that's easy. We did times 1. So again, I'm going to do the same thing on the top. Times 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Oh, I don't want to write in that color. Gosh, Mr. Leatherwood, such a slacker. 2 over 21. Okay, so I'm going to write in. Now I can do 9 plus 2 is going to be 11. And my bottom number is always going to stay the same. So it's just going to be 21. So my answer is 11 over 21. And I'll make it look like bacon too. Kind of looks like a smiley face. So 11 over 21. All right, so that's how the numbers, least common multiples, we change our denominators to be the same, and then we just add like we normally do. But the denominator in the answer is also going to be the same as what you had before. Now let's subtract, and then I'll let you go. What could we subtract by? How about 3/4 minus, how about 5/12? And again, you can write this going sideways, you can write it up and down like I do. It doesn't matter. Or you could do models. Models help too, but I'm going to do just the numbers here. So our denominators are not the same. We have to make them the same. The way I'm going to do that, least common multiples again. So I'm going to write my multiples up here. I'm going to start with 4, 4, 8, 12. Woohoo! I can stop. Pick some easy ones this time, didn't I? So 12 is our least common multiple. So I'm going to change my fractions to have a denominator of 12. 12 and 12. Now the bottom one's easy because it's the same fraction, so I can just move that over. Or I could always write out like what I did earlier. I did times 1 on the bottom, so I have to do times 1 on the top. So I get 5/12. Well, up here I didn't. I did 4 times 3 to get 12. And again, if you can't remember that, 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3. So then I'm just going to multiply by 3 on the top. And I get 9/12. Oh, change colors. Now I can just subtract. 9 minus 5 gives me 4. And not 12 minus 12, because 12 minus 12 would be 0. We have to keep the denominator the same. So I'm going to get 12. Now 4/12 is a great answer, but we could also simplify this, because we could divide the top by 4 and the bottom by 4, and we would get an answer of 1/3. No bacon this time. All right. So just a reminder, when you're adding and subtracting, denominators have to be the same. If they're not, we need to make them the same. The way I do it is I use least common multiples or a model, whichever way you want. Once we get them the same, remember, whatever I do to the bottom to change these, I also have to do to the top. So for instance, I did times 3 here, I have to do times 3 there. Don't forget that, that's very important. Then I just subtract. 9 minus 5, 4, and then my denominator still stays the same. See a trend? All right, enjoy, do your best. I know you'll be amazing. We will talk to you later. Bye-bye.